So we just made a quick stop at the William H. Thaxton Family Cemetery here in the, I guess the Flint Hill, Horeb section of Bedford. And this is the Hammett J. Thaxton marker that we reassembled. We took it down and reassembled it last fall, I think it is now. And it was sitting pretty level. It's, I mean, how many pieces is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piece marker here. However, it I think, I mean, we've come to learn that out of this cemetery there was at least 3 separate moves, disinterments into, I believe, 2 different cemeteries, at least 2 different cemeteries, maybe 3 different cemeteries, but 3 different times that they came in here. And I suspect that one of those times they had to move this marker in order to get to that back corner. I think that was back in the 70s, where they disinterred David Leslie Thaxton, who would have been a brother of Hammett J's. And I'm sorry, a nephew of Hammett J's, and his wife, and they took them and reinterred them in Oakwood, in Bedford City. And I bet when they put them back together, when they put this monument back in place, they put all the pieces all different directions. So the Thaxton piece right here was facing this way, that was facing this direction, this top piece was facing another way. So we kind of reset it such that it was oriented right in the direction that, you know, this was here. And kind of got everything looking nice. A few of these, like I said, we didn't touch that bottom one, but a few of these, they just look better to have it a certain orientation from the front, so we just did that. And then I guess the final piece here was just that I don't know what the official name is for the that vase or whatever sits atop there. That was obviously broken, as you can see, the repair that I made yesterday right there to seat it. It's kind of sitting there temporarily at the moment. There's a pin that needs to sit, and the pin sits from inside that and it drops straight down. I need to go cut I got a basalt rod, so it probably had metal. I actually don't think it had anything. I think they probably, when they disassembled it, they never put the pin back, and it had nothing. So that toppled at some point. Perhaps the branches moving just knocked it off and it broke it. Either way, I mean, there was nothing on it when we came here. And it didn't really look like there was evidence of any pin having ever been there. No rust marks or anything like that. This piece here did appear to have been epoxied, or, I mean, whatever epoxy equivalent was used way back in the day. I mean, this marker's from 1908. It probably is contemporaneous. I'm gonna give you a little walk around for it. Unfortunately, the very top ball is also broken. Did not locate that piece. Still looking around on the floor hoping it'll turn up, but it is probably gone. Fortunately, that top ball is also gone. Who knows? You know, someone may have just come and found a cool little ball and took it. But anyways, we'll get that basalt rod now that I got the measure for how long that pin needs to be from here all the way to get into this piece here. And I probably will come and put a little bit of you know, just a dab of perhaps a quick set epoxy, just to kind of hold it, something that can be knocked out easily if it needs to come out, but just something to kind of give it a little rigidity, so we're not just relying on a rod. Although, you know, that rod is pretty darn strong, so it should do its thing. But you know, that rod has movement. I mean, this whole thing can shift around right now. Like I said, right now I just have a stick that I just picked off the ground that's kind of holding everything in place. And I mean, the weight of it should make it such that it doesn't go anywhere. But you know, this branch right here gets to whipping around in the storm, and it knocks it hard enough, it will probably be able to fling it off. So you know, who knows? Maybe I should come and kind of trim this tree around just to give it a little bit of a berth. But yeah, I mean, that was the final kind of piece de resistance here, and getting it lined up and set, and then this will be a complete, you know, I guess not a complete repair or reset, since it was generally in sound state minus that broken top piece, but complete rejiggering in the orientation of all these different pieces here, and it came out looking pretty good. So that's pretty exciting to see it all kind of come together. And you know, this cemetery this plot here has been kind of, unfortunately, fallen to the wayside these last, I mean, it's been about a year where we had that large tree come down that was laid up over here, and we had two big trees leaning, and the descendant that I've been working with here kind of was fearful of proceeding any further until we dealt with the threat of those two trees coming down and damaging some of the work that's kind of already been done on these resets here. You know, this one here, all these here. You know, we're pretty much, we were pretty much in the home stretch, and that tree came down. We got one major repair there for the patriarch, which is his great-grandfather, I believe. Yeah, I think one great-grandfather. And then we just have a handful here of markers that need to be kind of lifted. Some are turned around for some reason. A couple resets and straightenings, and this plot will be done. But like I said, it kind of fell to the wayside as we waited for a solution to get the two big trees here. You can't really see them anymore too well, but there's two big old oaks that were leaning pretty precariously, and we were glad to see that they were down now and having fallen that way instead of falling directly in here. So that's where it stands. Here, as you can see, there's just some of these things need to be, you know, I think he wants to line them up neatly, and a lot of these are just are babies. You know, 7-day-old, 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, and then the parents here. It is, that's correct.
And those?
That's correct.
Why are they all facing the wrong way?
Well, that's what we're going to fix. And my daughter here is noting some of the inconsistencies. So yeah, that will be a few repairs here, a few footstones to line up in the other rows, and one major reset over there by my other daughter. And this plot should be about done. But like I said, it was kind of fell to the wayside as we waited for a solution to that. So I'm eager to kind of get this one back on track and push to completion, because it kind of looks abandoned, even though it's very much, you know, 80% there in terms of the actual work, with all the broken markers and repairs that were done to many of these over here that were down, sunken, buried, or actually straight up broken. You know, with really all that's left being kind of straightening things out or leveling things. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll post more updates as they come. And like I said, hopefully by by the fall, once we get some cooler weather, we'll be out here and get this all wrapped up and